Alrighty, fellas. Today we're talking the top 10 most important takeaways from the 2024 NFL Combine. My name is Cameron Lawrence, and welcome to the Fantasy Football Fellas YouTube channel. There was a lot that happened this weekend, so let's not waste any time and jump right on into it. The first thing that happened, those Texas wide receivers show that they are incredibly fast. Xavier Worthy broke the NFL Combine record, posting a 4.21, beating John Ross's 4.22. Just insanely fast. I can't even comprehend how fast he's moving. If you get a chance, if you haven't seen, watch that video. It is crazy how fast that guy can move. Now, I do want to say there's not a great track record for guys running lower than a 4.3 40. Chris Johnson, CJ2K, probably the only notable name on that list. And there's also, not a great track record for guys being sub 170 at the wide receiver position. However, Devonta Smith, Tank Dell, it's a new breed of wide receiver showing, hey, they can make this work. So I'm not trying to say, hey, this guy's not going to pan out. He definitely could. We're rooting for all these rookies, and seeing 4.21 speed on the field is going to be a ton of fun. I think this really pushes him to the higher end of that wide receiver 7 to 10 range that I think he's in right now in the draft. His former teammate, A.D. Mitchell, 4.3, 4.40. He's at 6'2", 205, so definitely very impressive to be that fast, and be on the bigger side for a wide receiver. And I think he's definitely in that wide receiver 4 to 6 conversation. Maybe he sneaks into the first round of the draft. I think both guys are at minimum day 2 picks, but I think A.D. Mitchell has put himself in a spot where he could find himself end of round 1. Both will be very interesting to watch come draft time. Our next takeaway. This running back class is not as bad as, I think everybody's made it out to be. If you're on Twitter at all, you're on YouTube, even TikTok, you see all these people, just talking about how bad this running back class is. Stay away from it. It's disgusting. It's ugly. But I think what we learned is that there's going to be very serviceable players, guys who still have upside. I'm not saying that there's going to be a Saquon Barkley, a Bijan Robinson, Christian McCaffrey in this draft. But there are going to be some guys who are going to have good roles, starting roles in the NFL. Jonathan Brooks obviously didn't participate because of his ACL tear, but you have Trey Benson, Marshawn Lloyd, Jalen Wright, Bucky Irvin, Blake Corum, Braylon Allen, just to name a few, all showed, hey, we're NFL caliber guys. We might not be stars, but we're going to be guys who are going to find starting roles down the road. So I think that's something that we kind of got to get back in on of, these rookie running backs, they're going to be good enough for what we need, right? Not a fantastic class, but good enough. Number 3, these edge rushers are getting more and more athletic, faster and faster. You had 10 guys run under a 4.66. If you're above 245, you should not be able to run that fast, and yet we had 10 guys in this class alone do that. Dallas Turner and Chop Robinson both running the 4.4s at over 247 pounds, Chop up at 254. That's just insanely fast. You had 11 guys with a 35-inch vertical or better. Dallas Turner posted a 40-inch vertical. These guys are going to be crazy fun to watch on the edge, making things happen. It'll be interesting how this affects their draft status, but like I said, these edge rushers are getting scary. Number 4, J.J. McCarthy played into, kind of that consensus among NFL teams that he's more pro-ready than a lot of these quarterbacks in those throwing drills. I don't want to say he confirmed that, right? He's throwing in shorts, but he looked good. He looked like the best quarterback out there. He looked comfortable with every throw. He had zip on the ball every throw he made. Every throw was accurate. He showed that, he's got the NFL arm. So he was definitely one of the best throwers on the day, maybe the best. But again, I'm not going to go as far to say that he confirmed that he should be a top 15 pick. I think that he just showed that there's a reason that people are saying that, despite him not having the greatest of stats. Number 5 on the day, the Combine is becoming optional for these top players. Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors didn't participate at all, right? That's disappointing. We want to watch the Combine. We want to see what these guys can do. Obviously, they feel we're pretty much locked in where we are. The Combine can only hurt us from here. There's nothing we could do to make people go, wow, I need to draft them that much higher. So it makes sense from that aspect, but as a fan, it's a little disappointing, not having really any quarterbacks except for 5 run the 40 is disappointing as well. Takeaway 6, I talked about this running back class maybe not being the most premier running back class, but being serviceable enough. And it looks like Trey Benson is really making a very strong case to be the running back one. 6 feet tall, 216 pounds, puts up a 4.39 40. Very, very strong college production on a very good Florida State team. And then you factor in things like the Jonathan Brooks injury, he tore an ACL late in the year. So I think Trey Benson right now, using what he did at the Combine, has really made a strong case for him to be the running back one in this class. Takeaway 7, and we do this every single year, it feels like, guys. Every single year we do this. People get really excited about extremely athletic tight ends. Theo Johnson's the guy this season. But like I said, it happens every year. Darnell Washington last year. People are saying, oh my gosh, did you see that catch? Did you see what he did? 470 pounds, he's moving like that. He's a blocking tight end, right? I think we just get so ahead of ourselves sometimes just because we see, these tight ends do great things at the Combine. And it's hard not to get exciting. 4.58 40 for Theo Johnson, 39.5-inch vert, 10-foot broad jump at 6'6", 260. But guys, even good college great college prospects at the tight end position don't always pan out. So guys who just come and look crazy athletic, I wouldn't get too excited about it here. Isaac Arendo, our takeaway 8, right? He's going to make a lot of people, running back out of Louisville. I might have just butchered that last name. So if I did, you can roast me in the comments for it. But he's going to make a lot of people take a second look at his film. 6 feet tall, 221 pounds, 41.5-inch vertical, 10-foot, 9-inch broad jump, a 4.33 40. I think a lot of people are going to be going back and going, wow, didn't realize the kind of athlete he was. With that in mind, let's watch that film again. Let's see if maybe there's a little different. Maybe he can sneak up, surprise some teams how high he goes. Someone takes a chance on him after this. But I think a lot of people are going to go back and watch that film after what he just did at the Combine. Number 8, all 10 of the 10-ish, I'll say, of the top wide receivers really met or exceeded expectations. Guys like maybe a Keon Coleman, running a 4.62 might have disappointed some people a little bit. But if you're watching that film, it really just confirms what you saw. That top line speed maybe isn't that great, but that's not his strong suit. Troy Franklin came out, wasn't quite the burner we all thought. I mean, he still ran a 4.41, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like he was slow by any means, but isn't that like we saw with A.D. Mitchell or Xavier Worthy, like we talked about earlier, where he's just crazy fast. But they all kind of met or exceeded expectations, just confirming again what we already are seeing on tape. And our final thing, and maybe this might be the biggest thing from the entire Combine, is that Michael Penix's medicals came back extremely positive, and per rap sheet, no issues moving forward. So we could potentially see 6 quarterbacks in the first round. And if you don't know about Penix's medical history, 2 torn ACLs and 2 separated shoulders, one on each side in college. But the fact that they found nothing wrong with that is huge for him. It might give that team, that extra thing, that extra confidence to trade back into the first round to get that 5th round option on him. Well, that wraps up everything from the Combine. We wanted to keep it quick, keep you in and out, so that if you didn't get to watch it, you know what happened, what missed. So if you've got fancy, rookie drafts happening now, if you're waiting until after the draft, you got it all here. Thank you for tuning in. We got the pod coming out on Wednesday, so make sure you tune in for that. But that is all I got. So we will see you guys later this week. Deuces.